Jake, first of all, glad to have you on. But what got you into bench pressing at the USC Pro Day? Well, how did that come about?
well, first off, thanks for having me on. But I came in to SC my freshman year around 180 pounds or so, and then fell in love with the weight room. Had a real coach who made an influence on my life in that aspect, and so kind of really over the last 4 years have grew to love the weight room. Like I said, I'm about 230 or 235 now, so definitely put on some good mass over the last 4 years. So I really wanted to just kind of participate in that way, in the sense of just being able to have fun at Pro Day and get as many reps as I could. But through that, I won the Uplifting Athletes Rare Disease Champion Award my freshman year, and they always use their recipients to raise money for them at the through Pro Day, through Pledge It, which is kind of just an online campaign where you pledge per bench press rep or whatever. And so I asked them if there's any way we could get a little more specific with it to help actually retinoblastoma, the cancer I had. And they said through their bylaws, they didn't know if they could get that specific with the exact donation. But I went and then found kind of a different avenue in the way that I could get specific with it, and talked to the researchers that were involved with my doctors growing up, and really kind of found out that it's a pinnacle moment right now in treating retinoblastoma, in the sense that they've come out with a device over the last year that my doctor had been working on for like 20 years, and it was in use. They put it in use for two kids last year, both 3 years old, up in Toronto, both in my exact situation I was 10 years ago, and that one eye left, exhausted all treatment options, kind of left with the reality of going to have their other eye removed and live a life of blindness. But they use this chemo plaque. It's a non-invasive way of just delivering chemo to the tumors in the eye, and it's cured both babies actually, and they're cancer free. So they really think this could be the new standard of treating retinoblastoma and making sure that no kid ever has to lose their eyesight to the cancer again.
So as you're going through this entire process of bench pressing and getting ready to have people come in and help out and donate and things like that, you did 17 reps though, Jake. How many have you done before? Was this your max amount, or what's your max in doing this? Because I think 17, and I've done this before, the bench press, in terms of training for it. How did the training go for it, and did you feel like you could still do more?
It was funny because I say, I definitely, my goal was 20, and I at least wanted to try for one more. Yesterday, 17 was a struggle. I kind of wanted to either fail at 18 or just keep going until I literally couldn't. But it's funny just how expectations change, because if you would have told me 2 years ago, 17 reps at 225, man, I would have been like, no way even to that extent. Because I remember my Rose Bowl, my sophomore year, we were training for the Rose Bowl, was like the first time I ever actually had 225 on a bar for bench press, and I remember I barely did like 3 reps. Like, it just felt so heavy. I'm like, I don't understand how these guys, throw up, 20 reps at this. So, it was hard training though. I mean, it was ridiculous. The volume was crazy. I don't know. I think over the last 10 weeks, I probably put as much as I could into it. So I think probably around that 17, 18 mark is probably my max as of right now.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.